I welcome you all on this online video tutorial. Today I will be talking about the theory of the scattering. So basically the scattering on the beam of particles incident on a target, then it is scattered. So that is the beam of particles like this. These are the beam of particles and it strikes a target. This is your target. This is your our incident beam. This is your scattering center. And then it is being scattered. When it is scattered, then it is absorbed by the detector, or it is detected by the detector. So detector is placed, whose area is taken dA, and this is the solid angle d omega at a distance r, and this angle omega, this is a function of the theta and phi. So basically it is a beam of particles. It is a incident on the target or the scattering center. So we want to find out the scattering cross sections. So this is a projectile. You can see the projectile, it is directed at the target, and the energy and angular distribution of the deflected beam is measured by a detector. So this scattering theory means basically it is a collision, and it is a collision theory. And from this scattering experiment we got the idea of the forces, and interaction in atoms and nuclei. And in this case we are considering theory of scattering. Basically we are considering the elastic collision, and in this elastic collision, where the kinetic energy of the projectile particle is not changed, means kinetic energy of the projectile particle is not changed in the scattering process, and it is considered to be the potential scattering. Now this potential scattering means we talk about the continuous part of the energy spectrum. Energy spectrum means we are not considering the discrete part of the energy. We are only interested in the continuous part of the energy spectrum. So that is known as the potential scattering. So in this case it is not necessary that the interpretation or even to have a detailed knowledge of the state vector of the entire system. When the particles come close to each other, it is not necessary that we should have the state vector of the entire system when the particles are close to each other or interact with each other. So the classical theory of scattering, it gives us the idea about the scattering cross section. So I'll talk about what do you mean by the scattering cross section. So these are the incident particles. So I'll be talking about the scattering cross section. So scattering cross sections means we consider a beam of particles. And moving along the z direction. This is our z direction. Moving along z direction. And with the flux of I0 particles, the flux of I0 particles per unit area per unit time. So this is I0. It is the flux of the particles, which is moving. The particles are moving, but it is the particles per unit area and per unit time. So the particle undergoes, particles fall on the scattering center, so it is getting scattered. So particle undergoes scattering by a potential. So this has a potential. So because of the potential, it goes scattering. So one measures the angular distribution by placing a detector here. It is the collision between these two, projectile and the target, and this target has a potential, it goes scattered, and there is a detector which is placed at a distance r. So detector, it detects the scattered particles. So the scattering cross section is defined as, that is, sigma theta phi and d omega, which is equal to, this is our scattering cross section, which is equal to number of particles scattered, how much it is scattered, the number of particles scattered with solid angle omega, with solid angle omega per unit time divided by the incident intensity, that is I0, incident intensity, and which is I0. So that is our scattering cross section. So if it is a spherically symmetric potential, then it is sigma theta phi, this cross section sigma theta phi, it will be independent of phi, phi. So we can write down from this scattering cross sections, it is the number of particles which is being scattered per unit solid angle omega per unit time divided by the intensity, and that intensity is, it is the number of particles per unit time, per unit area and per unit time. So therefore the total scattering cross section, which is defined as, it is sigma t, the total scattering cross section, which is equal to integration, and this is sigma theta phi into d omega. So this is equal to these two integration, sigma theta phi, and then it is sin theta d phi, sin theta d theta and d phi. This is the solid angle. So this is written as, this is 0 to pi and 0 to 2 pi, and 0 to 2 pi, if you integrate this this phi, this azimuthal symmetry, theta varies from 0 to pi and phi varies from 0 to 2 pi. So if you integrate this integration of the d phi, so that is equal to phi, and phi varies from 0 to 2 pi. So 2 pi will come out of the integration. So we get 2 pi integration 0 to pi sigma theta phi and t sin theta d theta, sin theta and d theta. So that is the total scattering cross section in case of the total scattering cross section in the theory of the scattering. So what we do, this scattering cross section, this is the classical definition of the scattering, and it is always measured in the case of unit, its unit is Born. So 1 Born equal to 10 to the power minus 28 meters square, or 1 milliborn equal to 10 to the power minus 31 meters square. This is the unit of the cross sections. So now I will be talking about this, what is the quantum mechanical description of this scattering. This is the theoretical or the classical definition of the scattering. Now we are coming to the this is quantum mechanical description of the scattering. Quantum mechanical description of scattering. So what it says in quantum mechanical description of the scattering, we use this the wave function in a one-dimensional case. We consider the wave function in one-dimensional case. So in one-dimensional case, this wave function phi, which is equal to psi incident plus psi scattered, SCATTERED. So this incident wave, it is represented e to the power I k dot r, and the scattered wave, it is represented f theta phi e to the power I k dot r divided by r. So this is our scattered wave. So that is being represented, the total wave function, it is the sum of these two, incident and the reflected. And how it is being represented, this is our the plane wave. It goes there and it gets scattered. When it gets scattered, it forms the spherical wave like this. So it forms the spherical waves like this. So this is our e to the power I k z, and this is our f theta phi e to the power I k r by r. This is the spherical wave. So the incident wave, it is a plane wave, and scattered wave, the spherical wave. So this is our plane wave, e to the power I k r and e to the power I k z, as it is moving along the z axis. So this is moving along the z axis. So we got the plane wave, and when it falls on the scatterer, it produces the spherical wave, and the spherical wave is represented like this. So in this case, this incident wave and this scattered wave, it is represented by mathematically e to the power I k r plus f theta phi to e to the power I k r by r. Now we use the time independent Schrodinger equation. So what is time independent Schrodinger equation? That is minus h square by 2m del square psi r plus VR psi r, which is equal to E psi r. This is the time independent Schrodinger equation. So therefore it is written as del square psi r minus 2m by h square VR psi r, which is equal to minus 2me by h square psi r. So this is written as del square plus k square psi r, which is equal to u r and then psi r. So where this k square equal to, taken k square equal to 2me by h square, and capital U r equal to 2m VR by h square. VR by h square. So this is the Schrodinger equation. We get this equation. Now this equation, if you take this, this is the Schrodinger equation we got. So del square, if we put VR equal to 0, so we got this equation del square plus k square psi r, which is equal to ur and psi r. ur and the psi r. So this we can write down ur and the psi r. Now if the potential equal to 0, that is ur equal to 0 here, So what you will get? Del square plus k square psi r equal to 0. So what is the solution? Now solution of this equation equal to psi 0 r, which is equal to e to the power I k dot r. So this is your plane wave. This is plane wave. This is our solution. But the solution of this equation, this, when the ur is not equal to 0, then the solution of this equation, another solution when the right hand side is not 0, means potential is not 0, ur is not 0, then what do you get? Psi r equal to e to the power I kz plus f theta phi and e to the power I k r by r. So that is the incident and this is your scattered. So where f theta phi is the scattering amplitude. Because this portion is your amplitude, e to the power I k r. So e represents the amplitude. So f theta phi, it represents the amplitude. So when it represents the amplitude, so you have to find out the cross section. So d sigma by d omega. So you can write down this d sigma by d omega, which is equal to modulus of f theta phi square. So therefore sigma t, total scattering cross section, becomes 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi, and modulus of f theta phi square into sin theta d theta into d phi. So this becomes that is 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi f theta square sin theta d theta, or you can sin theta d theta and d phi, because this f theta phi, we are considering the phi is scattering is independent of the phi azimuthal symmetry, so we are taking only f theta phi, f theta. So what it says, we talk about there are two methods of the studying this scattering problem. One method is the time dependent perturbation theory. Time dependent perturbation theory. To study the scattering phenomena, scattering problem, we have the two methods. One is the time dependent perturbation theory, and that gives you the probability of transition from, it gives the theory of probability of transition from initial momentum, that is pi, initial momentum, to the final momentum pf, initial momentum to final momentum state, and to a particle of a particle due to scattering by a potential. And this ratio of the transition, this transition probability, where the particle goes from the initial momentum to the final momentum. So this transition probability per second to the incident flux, transition probability per second to the incident flux, it gives the idea of the cross section, scattering cross section, or you can say the cross section. This is one method that we get from the time dependent perturbation theory. So in a momentum changes, initial momentum to final momentum state of the particle, and that transition probability per second to the incident flux, that gives you the idea of the cross section. Now the second method is your time independent Schrodinger equation. Time independent Schrodinger equation. And in the time independent Schrodinger equation, we consider the stationary state problem. So in that case, we put the boundary condition, and that is very different from the bound state problem. So what we consider, that is wave function tends to 0 as r tends to infinity. This is the bound state problem. But the scattering problem is, in the scattering problem we are considering that psi is finite, it is not 0 when r tends to infinity. R tends to infinity. So therefore psi is finite, it means psi has the two parts, that is psi incident and psi scattered. So when we are talking about this scattering, so these are the two methods. But when we are talking the scattering at a high energy particle, scattering for high energy particle, then that is known as the Born approximation. So this we will study, Born approximation. And number 2, and the scattering for the low energy scattering, that is the partial wave analysis. So we adopt for the low energy scattering, we adopt the partial. To study the low energy scattering, we adopt the partial wave analysis, and to study the high energy scattering of the particle, we use the Born approximation. So in the next video, we will be studying these two, Born approximation and the partial wave. But basically Born approximation, it is used to study the high energy scattering, and partial wave it is used for the low energy scattering. Thank you.